Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I'm Jeremy Robinson.
I am Mike Mick.
And Mike was talking about this at the beginning. We should say at the beginning, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video.
Please. This is episode number 50.
Yeah, so we're 2 weeks away from having done it for a year, which we should do something special. We'll figure out something.
But we should also say, hey, this is number 50.
Well,
That's a milestone. I know it's not a full year yet, but
yeah, but
still,
we'll figure out something special to do for the year.
that's that's a golden thing. That's what 50 is gold.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So go ahead and send us some gold. Yeah,
Hold
the fan,
on,
that
let me-
started quick.
Yeah, let me text the roommate again. This is getting ridiculous.
Please turn off the fan.
That worked faster this time.
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Yeah. I was just thinking about your shirt, and I was thinking, it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So Indiana Jones had to travel a ways, but yeah, that would be something he'd be looking for, something old, and
Yeah.
he would definitely be old.
I think this is the shirt that I wore when we went to the British Museum.
Nice. I like it.
I figured it fit.
Yeah, it does.
Um,
Yeah, I wore this shirt, it says, if at first you don't succeed, it's only attempted murder.
which is still a felony.
Yeah, but still, it's not death penalty.
Yeah. Well, not many states have that anymore.
Yeah, well, this one does.
But does it?
It doesn't happen a lot.
Is it that people just spend 40 years on death row and fucking die of natural causes?
Yeah, that's kind
Because
of
that's not the death penalty.
No.
Like it used to be.
I don't remember when the last one was actually put to death here in this state.
Yeah.
But I think there has been one in the last at least 10 years.
And it's just all lethal injection now because they don't do
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
Like,
We could use a good firing squad.
you know why
something
they
to watch.
you know why they stopped the firing squad, don't you?
No.
So the firing squad, they would have like 10 people with rifles.
Yeah.
Not all 10 would have live rounds.
Yeah.
They would be given, I think 2 or 3 of them would have live rounds and the rest would be blanks.
So
So
they give the
the idea was that none of them would think that they were the one that killed him.
Yeah.
But what happened is the opposite of they all thought they were the one that killed them, and it started fucking up everybody that was part of the firing squad in the head.
I thought maybe you were going to tell me that they had 3 people with bullets and they happened to be the worst shot, and none of them hit him, and they're like, okay, now we have to let him go. He survived.
No, it's definitely a mental thing.
Because, Wolverine and Sabretooth, they went to a firing squad. And,
Yeah.
and it seemed fine.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that for most people.
Yeah. And also they took away hanging. Public hangings are gone.
Yeah, I think depending on the crime, that's a big deterrent.
Yeah.
Like, sure, society's in a way different place than it used to be back in, like, public gallows and public guillotines. But I feel like that did a lot of, like, deterring theft, embezzlement, whatever the fuck it was.
I think cutting off somebody's hand might be a little far, though.
Rape, pillaging, like, whatever the fuck it was. Like, there was, like, okay, this person was this, and they're hanging from the fucking town square.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe don't do that then. Because
You can't have people just showing up at a jail, though, and saying, we're going to hang him because he did this. You still have to have, the process.
You still have to have the trial.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Lynch mobs, that's not a good thing.
That's the other issue in my mind is, and not to go down a rabbit hole of the system's broken, because it's fairly broken, but
We just need a little
there's been so many cases of they were for sure 110% positive it was this guy. And then 15 fucking years later, 30 years later, information surfaces and they're like,
Oh, my bad.
it was the wrong guy.
Sorry.
Oops, we'll let you out. And like,
Open the cage.
you now don't have a record. I'm like, thanks. Now 25 years of my fucking life's gone.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they get a payout. Like some of them were like $2 or $5 million or some, like a decent payout. But does that make up for fucking being in prison for 25 years?
You kind of think they gotta do it because taking that much time out of their life. It's not like they have time to build a career now.
Well, no, like I'm not arguing like don't give them money.
No, I'm just saying that's
arguing,
why I think they should give
is
money.
it fucking worth it?
No.
Like, would you spend 20 years in prison to fucking get $5 million when you get out?
No. I'd rather not be in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not worth it. That's 'cause you lose so much.
Yeah.
That's a long. I think some of these people have been in for a long time that are absolutely innocent.
And some of them are for selling like a gram of coke
Yeah,
or 5 grams of weed, and they've been in prison for decades.
yeah.
And now, like, weed is legal, not federally, but in most states. But even the states it's legal, there's still people in prison for selling weed 10 years ago.
It's interesting you mentioned weed though, because I just watched something. There was a, I think it was a senator in Minnesota. He's on there. He's like, no, we can't legalize weed. He's like, because this many people died last year from weed. He's like, oh wait, no, sorry, I misread that. That's from tobacco. Um, and then he's like, wait, no, this is the right number. Okay, this
Nope,
many
that's
people
from
died.
alcohol.
That's from alcohol. I'm sorry. And then he's like, wait, 500 died from weed last year. 500. He's like, oh no, sorry, that was Tylenol.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, because
I
that's
became a fan immediately.
like, there hasn't been, I haven't dove into a massive amount of research, but I'm pretty sure if anybody OD'd on weed, everyone would know about it.
That would be everywhere. That would be the biggest story.
Everywhere.
Every news outlet.
So as long as it's not laced, it's not spiked with something else. If it's just weed, I don't think there's anybody that's died from the act of
yeah,
smoking.
no,
Like,
nobody has.
I mean, like, still, like, DUI stuff, weed can impair you greatly. Of all I want to do when I'm high is sit on the couch. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, most people, that's
I'm
what
just
they
like, I like to go to sleep. Like,
You-
okay,
you-
I can sleep now.
You don't hear people saying, I want to go drive really fast. You know,
Yeah, no.
drive blindfolded.
That would
No.
be, yeah, no.
Um, but no, yeah, I remember years ago, before Nevada had it legalized, the first time it was on the ballot, and I thought it was kind of there was, they were saying you could legally carry multiple ounces. I think it was like 2 ounces. I mean, that's
Yeah.
actually quite a bit of weed to be
Yeah,
carrying
it is.
around.
That's a lot of weed.
And and I remember, but I also remember when it went to the election, a lot of casinos were against it. They were like, no, we don't want this.
Yeah.
But then I remember when it didn't make it, I said to all my friends who smoke weed, I'm like, maybe you should have gotten off your ass and stop hitting the bong
Yeah,
long
so
enough to go fucking vote.
That's actually one of the reasons I think it didn't pass. I think that was 2008.
Yeah.
Because I was going to Nevada State College, and a lot of people were super excited about it. And
They
so
stayed home and smoked instead of
they were
voted.
celebrating, smoking like the whole fucking night before,
Yeah.
and ended up not even going to fucking vote.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
So if like the 5-10 people that I talked to did that, I'm pretty sure a lot of fucking people. That's
Yeah.
why it didn't pass.
I voted that year, but I wasn't smoking weed. I was out voting.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I vote. Actually, I voted early that year too.
I vote 90%.
That's the thing is,
90% of the time.
You don't even have to vote on the
Yeah,
day.
no.
Like back then, you could actually go to an outlet mall and they had them all set up. You could go up to the booth and just vote.
So
That's what I did.
often, like, I think it's, what is it, the every 2 years, the local primaries and stuff.
Yeah, they got the midterm.
Like I've started getting more interested in those, but a lot of what has to do with that, of like your city comptroller or like your local zoned comptroller. What the fuck is that?
I hope you voted for the right one.
What is that? Come up with a name that fucking makes sense. I think they control like purchasing and whatever for like that area of whatever.
They're like they're a glorified accountant, generally.
But why that name?
And I think they have something to do with why you don't have AT&T because you voted for the wrong one.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of other things that's like nobody knows these names. Nobody knows who the fuck these are or
Yeah.
what they do. So like, but
And there's ones where it's actually the person's running unopposed.
they might actually have the most to do with like how your
They don't campaign.
how your quality of life is in your local area.
Yeah.
That's going to have more to do with it than the fucking president.
The mayor and the governor campaign, but some of the other things you don't even know. Like you get to the ballot, and you're like, oh, I didn't even realize that was going to be on this ballot.
Yeah, you might see a yard sign twice. and you're like, oh, I've seen that name before, and I feel like that's how a lot of people
Yeah,
vote.
yeah. Usually, if it's for that, it's usually like the friends and family that have the sign
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, like I said, don't want to go down a rabbit hole like I just fucking did.
Yeah, but it's still, I don't know.
So I saw something this week that I thought was hysterical and disgusting, and was it in a bathroom?
Oh,
So I know you like to have a lot of issues in bathrooms.
oh yeah.
Um, I saw somebody that had a mask on. Like, you do you. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to use it, that's cool. He actually had it on correctly.
Well, that's good because if they don't have it on correctly, it's
So
like why bother?
he was pissing at a urinal,
Okay.
and as I come in,
I hope it was in the urinal, not just at it.
I didn't pay that close attention, Mike. I didn't hear any water splattering on the floor, so I would assume it's in it.
All right.
So I come in, like, wash my hands because I'm working on whatever first and clean my hands before I go take a piss. I watch this guy leave the urinal, skip the sinks, go to the paper towels, pull his mask down, blows his nose like 18 times,
I've seen that. I might know that. I might have seen that guy.
and then throw the paper towel away, put his mask back on, and then leave. So I have several issues. If you care about germs enough to wear a mask,
You're not
why
gonna,
didn't you fucking wash your hands?
Yeah.
If you care enough about germs to wear your mask, and so you're conscientious about touching your face, why did you not wash your hands before you're blowing your fucking nose?
Yeah, I was going to get to that one.
If you care enough about germs to wear a mask, why do you not care enough to wash your hands after blowing your nose?
Yeah, I was going to say, I've actually seen somebody go in there and they wash their hands after using the bathroom, and then they blow their nose a bunch of times, and then they just went out. And I'm
like that?
See, now I would wash my hands, blow my nose, and then probably wash my hands again.
It depends on what kind of nose blow it is.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a full allergy season nose blow to where it's just through the paper towel and you're fucking gooping on your hands.
Then I'm just gonna go shake everybody's hand. I'm just like, hey, how you doing? So if you see me and I'm walking up to shake your hand, there's a chance there's a bunch of snot in my hand because I don't like shaking hands.
I would wash again.
Yeah.
But if it's just a quick like honk honk and it's fucking okay, that's it, and it's just dry desert boogers.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of times if I'm blowing my nose in the bathroom, it's because it's the allergies.
Yeah.
And it's probably a lot of snot.
Yeah, so
I'm coming to shake your hand.
they are among us.
Yeah, but I always find the people who have the masks on and they're under their chin or under their nose, it's like, well, at this point, just take it off.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Well, I don't.
Or when somebody takes the mask down to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just pull it and then put it back up. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're putting it down to you put it back up in case I respond, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't get it.
It's never made sense to me. Even when everybody had to wear masks, I still didn't understand that.
Oh, or the people who have the mask that were basically a net.
Yeah.
Like they were see-through. You could see their mouth and everything.
Those were just to skirt the fucking rules.
Yeah.
Which I thought were great.
And some of them had bling on
Because
them.
you weren't allowed, like on airlines, you weren't allowed to wear bandanas as masks, but you could wear those.
Oh, they got rid of those at one point too.
Yeah.
I saw somebody,
But
they gave them a different mask.
It was months that they allowed the net masks and not bandanas.
I actually flew a few times during that, and I saw some people show up with their bandanas and get a mask given to them. One guy argued for a while. They're like, well, either you change your bandana to a mask or you don't fly.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed his opinion pretty quick. He changed it. Yeah.
So I was working on the trucks more. And
I saw something on Facebook today.
yeah, the people who I got them from are fucking pieces of shit.
Oh.
So the auction said, like this first one I'm working on, said it runs, but it has low oil pressure.
Okay.
Several things. Never ran since I had it. Like air test it, and there's
I
high
remember you
pressure
telling me
leaks.
it ran. Yeah.
High pressure leaks everywhere because no, it never ran.
I know,
Like,
but I remember the auction. Yeah.
So pressure test it, and there's high pressure leaks everywhere. So I fixed all those. Try to crank it. It's not building enough pressure to start. I go, okay, so I do this and try this and do this and try this. And one of the guys on a Power Stroke page on Facebook was like, well, how's your fuel pressure? He didn't say anything about that. And you want to be careful on cranking if you have no fuel pressure because you can kill the injectors. I'm like, you know what? I need to crawl under and look because I remember seeing something that looked a little odd. I figured it was for like an auxiliary fuel tank. I crawl under and look. These pieces of shit pulled the main fucking fuel pump out. So there's no fuel getting to the injectors,
Yeah, I saw
the
that
engine
picture.
at all.
Yeah. And I heard you, I read where it said, I hope I didn't blow the injectors.
Yeah, because the injectors are like $200 a piece, and there's 8 of them. Yeah, so people are great. And then, so on that same page of like troubleshooting, like just lay out like here's my situation, and a lot of people are helpful and they're like, oh, well, did you check this, or maybe you should try this, or be careful of this. So one of the guys, and I said, so it has to have 500 psi oil pressure to start. It's only putting out 400, so it's not going to start. That's why I made this post. This guy says, well, you need 500 psi to start.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
That's why you said it.
That's why I'm asking what I should check next. And like why I laid out everything of what I'm doing with the truck.
He probably just skimmed it, didn't catch all your words.
And he was like, oh, well, you should probably replace this then. And I'm like, that's not just oh, you don't have this, do this. Because if you part throw with these trucks, you'll spend 10 grand quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's...
Yeah, but getting fuel to the engine is kind of important to starting cars and trucks.
Yeah. And that's... Thankfully, that part was only $100. I think it was like $350 for the Ford part, but I read a couple of reviews on one of these other ones, and it's $100. I'm like, I don't care. Just get it. So, yeah, that'll be...
Maybe we know somebody at a junkyard who can find parts that'll work.
I don't think I've ever seen a Power Stroke at a junkyard.
Yeah. I was just hoping, maybe since we know somebody, he might be able to.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
He doesn't he strips trucks down for to send parts to warehouses and stuff. But,
yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I already bought them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I'd seen he'd commented on your Facebook post today.
Yeah.
So, how did you wake up today?
How did I wake up?
Yeah. Like, what woke you up?
I was laying down in the bed, and then I rolled over and was like, oh, I'm awake now. I don't know.
Oh, because I woke up a little different.
Did you wake up with 18,000 people outside your apartment building all celebrating and with loud music and...
Never celebrated my Halloween. No. There was one person outside. Actually, two. One person and the person he was yelling at. I woke up to the sound of... You fucking pig. Get away from me, you fucking pig, you asshole. Yeah, keep walking, asshole, you fucking pig. That's what I woke up to the sound of.
Did you look outside? Was it another person, or was it a cop, or was
I'm assuming it was a cop. Person? I didn't actually get out of bed. I just woke up to it.
Oh.
I don't want to have to go to the window.
Well, we need the full story, Mike.
But it kept going.
Terrible reporting skills.
Terrible. Just terrible. But it just kept going. Just kept going and going. I'm like, fuck. Is this guy going to arrest him or what? He's disturbing the peace now.
I mean...
I was sleeping.
It has to be a pretty severe thing to be disturbing the peace in the daytime.
Well, it was... You call it daytime, but the sun had barely been out.
I mean, that's 7 a.m. That's daytime.
It was around 6.
Oh.
They're not even allowed to do construction until 7. This guy's yelling at the cop at 6. Or 6:30.
Well, yell back.
Yeah.
Then he might come back and try to have conversations with you. That might be a bad idea.
Yeah, he might want to talk. I had some guy, I was walking home one day from the grocery store, and this guy's walking beside me. He just started telling me the story about how he was arrested and how he was beat by the police and he lost his job because of it, and how he's going to get back at this other guy. And yeah, I was like, I don't know you. At all, but now I know more than I need to. Yeah. Some guy beat the crap out of him, got him arrested. So now he wants to do something with the judge. This judge is going to help him get this police officer, and he's going to get this other guy who caused it all in the first place.
Sure.
Yeah.
I believe that.
And in the same sentence, he did mention that the police stole his meth. So
The police stole his meth.
that's what he said, yes.
They sometimes do that.
Yeah, stole his meth. He's like, yeah, they just wanted to use it for themselves. Fucking dicks, wouldn't even give it back.
I'm sure that also happens sometimes.
I'm sure, but I'm also sure that meth is illegal, so they're probably going to confiscate it either way.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm not saying that the police are using it or keeping it for themselves. I'm not saying that has never happened either, but I'm saying, yeah, when you have something illegal, they usually do take it away from you.
I saw this video. This dude had a baggie of salt. Like, when I say baggie, I mean like not a Ziploc, like the tie-up fold-over bag that he had, like, what looked like, I don't know, a couple grams of a white substance, and he was pulled over, stopped for something, so the cops have it out of his pocket. He's in the back of the cruiser, handcuffed, and they have the window down so they can still talk to him. And they're like, what is this substance? He goes, it's table salt. And they're like, why would you put salt in a bag like this? It's not salt. It's either cocaine or crystal meth.
Well, do you want to carry a salt shaker in your pocket?
They pulled their test kit out and like did whatever and like shake it. Then it didn't come back positive, so they do another one, so they tested it for coke and meth. And then they're like, after both of them came back negative, they like kind of like smell it a little bit and like, this is salt. Like, why would you carry a bag of salt like this in your pocket, like bundled up like drugs?
Well, because I open it, and then a little, and I put it on my food, and I roll it back up again. I don't trust the salt at the restaurants.
He said it's because I like putting salt and lime in my Coronas when I'm driving, I think was his answer.
Wow, good answer.
Yeah, but I don't think he had a car this time. Like, he was walking or whatever, but yeah. Like, so that, and then the video ended. I was like, that's
nice.
Fucking... It's both dumb and hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny.
Why would you carry, except to troll cops? That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
I can't
see any other reason. But that reminds me of a funny story. I was watching, this was actually on an episode of Cops. And this guy, he's in Vegas. He's celebrating. He's having a good time for some work conference, I guess. And he decides he wants to try to buy some Coke from somebody on the street, on the strip, just walking along. So he goes over, they make the transaction. Police see this. So the police go over and they go to arrest both of them. Because not only is it illegal to buy it, it's illegal to sell it, you know?
Yeah.
Go figure. So, and then they're going back and forth. They're talking to this guy. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you buying it? What are you trying to do here? The police find out he's trying to buy Coke. The other guy's selling it to him. And like, what are you doing? I've never done it before. I thought I'd, celebrate. I'm in Vegas. Give it a shot. Which I don't buy that. I'm guessing it's not his first rodeo. But then, turns out the packet that he was buying, it wasn't Coke. It was some other substance entirely. It was not drugs at all.
Crushed up Tylenol.
Something like that, yeah.
That's wild.
So the cop is like, well, at the end of the whole thing, they're like, all right, now we're not going to arrest either of you because he's not actually selling you drugs.
Yeah, but give him his money back.
But give him his money back, and you guys can go and you just go back to your hotel. No celebrating your trip to Vegas. I'm pretty sure this guy wasn't looking for random people to sell him Coke anymore after that one.
Yeah, that's great.
I was at a bar back in Omaha, and I was playing Golden Tee Golf. And the Golden Tee Golf was surprisingly close to a table where people went and sat down to eat while I was there. And the guy looks over at me. He's like, yeah, we're from Texas. Know where I can get any weed? And I looked at him and I said, no, but the boys at the station are going to love this. And his look on his face, his mouth opened. He just got pale. He thought he just tried to buy weed from a cop. And obviously I'm not a cop, so.
But you have to tell me if you are.
Yeah.
What? I know that started in like TVs and movies, but people think that's real.
It's not real.
No, no, it's not real. Cops are legally allowed to lie to you about literally everything.
Yeah.
To fucking get their way.
Yeah, when they interrogate you, they're like, "I'm here to help you."
Yeah, no, they're not.
They're not there to help you.
No, they're not.
That's why you have the
Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, that's there to help you.
Yeah.
That officer is not there to help you.
Yeah. But like if you have an interaction with cops and they won't take, like, I don't give answers, or I won't talk to you, whatever,
Yeah.
and they're unhappy about it, and they're like, well, I don't understand, and like they'll keep talking. I'm like, okay, I plead the fifth. And they're like, this isn't a court of law. I'm like, well, you didn't like me saying that I'm not going to answer you, so I plead the fifth. And then that's all I said for the next like 10 minutes till the whole interaction was over.
Yeah.
And they were not happy about it.
No.
At all.
I don't know. For some reason, they feel like people have to talk to them because they have a badge.
Yeah. And they think they're above the law. And a lot of them are above the law.
I just saw that movie was on TV today, Above the Law, but that's a different topic. No, yeah, you have to know you're right. You don't have to speak to them.
Yeah. Nope.
And it doesn't help you to speak to them.
It
Because
absolutely.
in your rights, it literally
does the
says,
opposite.
it says, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Yeah.
Can and will be used against you.
Can and will.
Yeah.
Will.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Don't talk.
And if you say something, if you misword something, they're going to jot it down.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's going to be against you.
Yep.
So be careful out there. And one thing you could do is, depending on what, you could have a lawyer on your speed dial.
Yeah, or just tell them I want a lawyer, and then they're most likely going to stop talking, unless they're like, oh, well, yeah, like, we can call him, but, like, until he gets here, like, answer these questions. No.
Well, but you see, when the person pulls you over, you have it on speed dial. When they walk up to the window and they tell you to roll it down, you can be, excuse me, I'm on the phone with my lawyer. he doesn't want me to roll down my window.
Those videos never go well. People that don't want to roll down their window, which
Oh, no.
it depends. You kind of don't have to. Like, you can hold everything up to the window. Like, especially, like, you can claim germophobia, or you can, like, whatever.
Social distancing, I can't roll it down.
Yeah, of, like, do whatever and, like, hold it up. But depending on who you ask and what state and, like, what color the sky is and what temperature it all depends on a lot of stuff of that's kind of not okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'd seen something where a lawyer was on YouTube and he said, yes, if you get pulled over and you feel like you're going to be for a DUI or something, go ahead and call your lawyer right away.
Yeah.
And then
That would make the most sense.
Yeah. And then when they go to give you a breathalyzer, you have your lawyer right there.
I mean, I don't know that they'll show up, but at least on the phone.
But he'll be right there on the phone talking.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
you can, if they want to take you to the hospital for a blood test, you can have the lawyer meet you at the hospital.
Huh.
I mean, if you have a good lawyer who will actually do that, because sometimes the hours that those things happen, a lawyer doesn't really want to go.
No, probably not. Probably sleeping.
Yeah.
I posted the old Rodecaster Pro and two of the microphones like 30 minutes ago, like right before you got here.
And somebody already bought them?
And I had almost immediately had somebody message me, like, is it still available? Like, yep.
In 30 minutes, yeah, it's still
So, yeah. And they're like, okay, like, I'll come pick it up tomorrow. Like, can you send me your cell phone number? Like, some people don't use Facebook, so I'm like, sure, here you go. They're like, okay, I'm going to send you a confirmation code to make sure it's real. I'm like, so you can scam me? No. Like, can I send it? No. Well, I have to, and it's for our I'm like, no. I'm like, go scam somebody else. And like, I already reported you. Then 5 minutes later, another one.
Confirmation code.
Exactly the same. It's so they can hack your Facebook.
Yeah.
So like, or Google or whatever your phone number is tied to, of like, they can go in, put in your phone number and send you a confirmation code. And like, what's that code? And then they can change your password.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, two of them in the first 10, 15 minutes that I had this shit posted on Facebook Marketplace. There's people already trying to scam. So if anybody's selling shit and somebody says, hey, can I send you a confirmation code? Don't fucking do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Because that's a scam, and you're either going to lose your Facebook account, depending on what you have your phone number hooked up to, you could lose a lot more than just your Facebook account.
Yeah.
A lot more. Don't send any of the codes that you get in a text, ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
don't do it.
Yeah, we'll see how long that takes to sell to a real person.
If you're a real person out there and you're interested in doing something with recording,
Yeah, doing a podcast. It's a
podcast, or you can use it for other things too.
Rodecaster Pro, two AT2020 microphones, the boom arms that we used to have. I think like the first two videos we did.
Yeah,
we had it in there. the adjustable boom arms, and XLR cables.
I mean, you can use it for decoration. Just buy it. I don't care what you do with it once you get it.
It's basically everything you need to do that we're using right now. You can start your own podcast with that.
Yeah.
Asking $550 your best offer.
If your best offer is better than $550,
$550, so that people aren't. Oh, it's $5 and no, $550 or best offer.
Yeah. If you feel generous, you can go higher.
Yeah, I mean, because then we'll be able to get better microphones and DSLRs.
Although the microphones are very good.
Yeah, the microphones are great. With how small this room is, I think we need different microphones.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And it makes more sense to get new microphones rather than making the room bigger.
Yeah, I don't know that I can make this room bigger.
Yeah.
Very easily.
No, it would not be easy. Take out that wall, put up some supports.
I was telling Mike before we started recording, I looked up Adobe Premiere Pro for video editing and stuff. They do a 7-day free trial. So next weekend.
Maybe we can still evaluate. Evaluating.
Yeah. Next weekend, I'm going to do the free trial on that and see how many video episodes I can get through. Like, I'll set aside, I don't know, 6 hours, 8 hours, and see if I can watch quite a few. I think you can watch it on 2 or 3 speed. So I'll be able to find funny chunks and this and that, and try to chop up some video. And if I like it, then we'll start doing that and probably ditch Riverside after we get the 2 DSLRs.
Yeah.
Because until then, you can't just record with this fucking webcam without Riverside.
Well, the short video that we had though has quite a few views as compared to our full length ones.
I haven't looked on Facebook. I don't remember how many it had on there.
But I just know on YouTube
it has almost 380.
Yeah.
Which is decent. One person disliked it. Probably because it triggered their Alexa.
I hope so.
These motherfuckers.
Disliked it. Well, it's an interaction. That's what we want. Likes, dislikes. Of course, we'd prefer likes.
Yeah.
So
it's just so if you have a Facebook page or a group or whatever, and if the majority of stuff in there of the post discussions and whatnot get sad face, angry face.
Yeah.
Reactions, it can actually reflect badly on the group, and Facebook can step in and shut the group down if it's nothing but negative reactions.
Yeah.
Facebook will do stuff about it because, look at all this hatred and look at this and look at this.
But it's a reaction. That's what you want. You want a reaction, whether it's good or bad. A reaction's a reaction.
Yeah. But that can happen and has happened.
I mean, if people go out there and they start throwing racially insensitive words around, yeah, sure. Then you could probably step in. But if they're just clicking a brownie face.
Those are grabbed by bots. Nudities and slurs and hate speech and this and that are grabbed by bots and often hidden.
Nudity goes to DM, not to open.
Yeah. I think those are even scanned by bots now too.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, there's nothing private about Facebook.
No, I mean when I say DM, I was talking Twitter.
Okay.
Because Facebook is Messenger and Twitter direct message.
DM just stands for direct message. You used to DM people on
old forum, direct message.
Old forum
but literally
boards.
It's called direct message on Twitter.
On old forum boards that were out in 2007, you could DM people.
Yeah. And on some places on Twitter, you can find people BMing.
Yeah, Twitter's a whole new beast. Oh, perfect. That's a great segue. So, when Elon bought Twitter, everybody was bitching and whining because now he's not going to be able to spend time at Tesla and do that. I'm like, he's not Tesla. I understand he started the company.
Yeah.
The company runs without him, just like most companies run without their CEO.
Yeah.
And I also think that he stepped down as CEO of Tesla, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he had, but now he's
on the board, or I don't know.
He's CEO again, I guess, but now he's talking about stepping down and somebody else being the CEO.
So semantics either way, but everybody's crying about it when he bought Twitter and Tesla stocks fell. And then they came back a little bit. And then recently, I think it was like in the last 2 weeks, Elon named someone else to be the CEO of Twitter. And everybody's fucking whining and crying about it.
Oh my God,
and the
no.
Tesla stocks dipped again. What the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
Cry and whine because he can't focus his attention on it. And then he says, okay, maybe I should focus attention somewhere else. And you're upset about it again.
None of this ever happened with SpaceX. It's not like, hey, we're shooting out. When he tweet about launching a missile, not a missile, a rocket. A rocket, would he be launching a rocket? Nobody's like, oh, we got to fucking sell our shares in Tesla because he's going to launch a rocket over here. And he's not over here announcing a new car.
I think they have dipped a little bit with the fucking when the rockets explode, though. Because people don't understand that they're two different fucking companies.
Yeah, they're two different companies. That's different. The Boeing company's different.
There's, other than Elon, there is nothing fucking tying them together. The stocks aren't the same. Like, SpaceX is still, I think, doing the private fund building. So, like, it's before going public, IPO.
Yeah. I've seen some things about it going public at some point.
You have to be, what's it called, an accredited investor, where it's like you have over 200 grand cash, 200 liquid, and then be worth such X amount. Yeah. You can become an accredited investor and then get, like, in the IPO before the IPO, and you can get fucking stupid.
I'd seen things about that, yeah.
And that to me is kind of fucked up. Of, like, people like you and me can normally do IPOs.
Yeah.
Of just regular Joes. We can do IPOs. But you have to already be fucking, like, rich as shit and have a shitload of cash.
To be able to make yourself richer.
Yeah, to be able to buy in. So, like, say Netflix, Uber, like any of these, of if you bought in pre-IPO when accredited investors did, you could turn, like, $1,000 probably into, like, $400,000 or $600,000.
Yeah.
But instead, we're limited to IPO only. So you turn $1,000 into $5,000, which is still decent, but it's not fucking mind-blowing fucking profits.
But even like
they're
a billionaire, they're just going to throw it on the pile. You know, it's not like they're it's not going to change their lives.
That's why, like, venture capitalists like Shark Tank and all the other, I forget what the other ones are called, like in England and this and that, but it's the same thing. Like, a couple of them, they've put in like $50,000 for 20 or 30% of the company, and then, like, now the company's worth $25-50 million. They turned that $50,000 into, I can't do math right now, what, 20 million?
Yeah,
something like $15-20 million. But we, like, just regular fucking Joe can't do that.
No.
Which is kind of fucked up.
Plus, they won't put us on a TV show to do that either. But
I've been thinking about that a lot because, like, throughout, like, high school and this and that, like, I've come up with ideas. I'm like, this is a really good idea, but I don't know how to do any of it.
Yeah. And
then, like, 5 years later, here's a product that I was thinking of, and it's worth a decent amount of fucking money.
Yeah.
And then, like, the e-ink signs in Best Buy for the price tags.
Yeah.
I thought of that in, what year was that? 2007 when I was working at Best Buy. Like, because the Kindles that were just coming out, like, e-ink was a new thing.
Yeah.
And I had to do Sunday ad set for, like, 3 hours every Sunday of go through the store, scan every fucking price tag. And if the price changed, you peel the sticker and set it sideways so you know the price changed. You go back to the printer in the back. You print off these 5,000 sheets of price tags and go back along the way you scanned and just, and then just re-stick everything.
That sucks.
Everything. So I'm like, you know what would be great? If you have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth enabled e-ink price tags, like the ones that are in Best Buy now.
Yeah.
So when I found out those were a thing, I walked in and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So I looked up the company that did them, and they've been, like, kind of attempting it since, like, 2004. So I'm like, okay, I don't feel as bad anymore. And none of the people that have to do with the company were the guys that I worked with at Best Buy. So,
oh, that's good.
Yeah, but there's constantly stuff like that I'm like, I'll think of this.
I think things like that at Kohl's and stuff like that. I see them there.
I think it'd be dope to go on Shark Tank or to do whatever, like, start this as a business, start that as a business. But there's so much that isn't taught that. Not that it's going to be super easy, but I don't think it's as hard as I think it is, or as many people think it is, of starting a business and doing X, Y, and Z to get it fucking running. They should have classes on that. Or maybe I can learn that and then fucking do classes on it.
Yeah, that would be cool. And you could meet Mark Cuban.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Which, speaking of meeting people, because, obviously celebrities, they get certain
Benefits.
privileges. like there's a floor on the Empire State Building that
There's
you and
a
I
floor?
would. Yeah. But there's one of the, like when you go and you pay to go up to the top, you're not really going to the top floor. There's a floor above it.
I thought you could walk on the roof.
No, it's pointy. I don't know how you're going to walk on that.
I thought you could. There was not like the fucking.
No, but there's
not the
there's a
needle.
floor, but then there's above that. There's another floor. Like when the floor that all the people go to, you or me would go to. There's like a gate there. There's like you just to keep you from being able to jump off and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a floor above it where there's no fence or anything. And there's celebrities who get their pictures taken up there all the time. You and I'll never be able to go up there.
Celebrities will be able to just jump off if they want.
Yeah, they can land on somebody if they want. I think I saw a picture of Taylor Swift up there. Saw a picture of Rihanna.
I don't know that I've seen.
I don't think there was no word if they dropped any pennies or anything. So
That would fuck somebody up.
I actually saw something where they did something like that. They had dropped them from a helicopter from the same height.
Yeah.
It didn't kill anybody. You think it would, but I guess it didn't. I don't know.
I mean, a penny falling at terminal velocity is like, what, 130 miles an hour?
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty sure that would fucking hurt.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
It'd leave a mark.
Catch somebody in the soft spot on the fucking back of their head. Like the little... Some people, it never fully hardens from being a kid.
Yeah.
And fucking... There you go. Now you've got penny in the brain.
Yeah. Now you're not worthless anymore. So, but I was watching something, and it was obviously set up. The fact that Pawn Stars still acts like they're not set up is beyond me. Like, they have the original store, and down the street from it, they have the mock-up store to do the filming in.
Yeah.
Well, this one, this guy comes in, he wants to sell his. I'm a pro wrestling fan. I don't hide that. This guy comes in, he's got Booker T boots. He sets them on the counter. Yeah, here's these boots. I want $6,000 for them. And Chumley's like, well, do you have any paperwork for it? No, I got them from a celebrity auction. And he's like, well, the best I can do is $2,000. He's like, no, I'm not taking $2,000. Okay, I can give them to you for $3,000. So he takes $3,000 for them. And then, of course, he's in the back office, and the owner's like, what is these? He's like, well, I bought them. I got a great deal, $3,000. He's like, all right, do you have paperwork? No. Celebrity auction. Oh, most shit that goes with celebrity auction is fake. And he's like, well, is he going to come in? He's like, yeah, I'm going to have Booker T look at him. He's like, well, is he going to come in soon? Is he in Vegas? He's like, no, he's in Houston. So, of course, the owner's like, well, shit, I'm going to Houston soon. He's like, well, you could take me with you, and I'll go take him to Booker T. And, of course, they go to see Booker T. And not only do they go see Booker T, they go to his wrestling school to meet him.
Yeah.
They're standing next to his wrestling ring at his wrestling school.
With
as he does his entrance.
Yeah.
With his boots sitting on the ring. So I'm pretty sure before even any of this, Booker T's already seen these and can confirm them.
Yeah.
Because he walks up, he goes, oh, yeah, those are real. Those were mine. Doesn't pick it up, doesn't touch it, doesn't do shit.
Yeah. No, it is, a lot of it is staged because, like, if you're selling something on Craigslist in Vegas, I've had a couple of friends that, like, they'll reach out to people of, like, this is dope. Like, you should bring it in to Pawn Stars so that it can be on the show. Like, would you be willing to do that? And then, like, they'll talk about everything beforehand and try to work out, like, specifics before you show up. And then, like, sign the release forms and this and that. So, yeah, like, a lot of it is staged, obviously. They'll even source out what they want to be brought in. If it's something like if you're selling a fucking Civil War, like, officer's sword, like mint condition on Craigslist, they're probably going to email you and be like, hey, you should bring this in because we want it.
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about whatever, like when you get here kind of stuff.
But my thing was, is I'm watching Chumley. I stopped watching because I was getting irritated. Because you have no idea how much I would love to be able to go to Houston and meet Booker T at his wrestling school and get in the wrestling ring with him. Chumley was getting in the wrestling ring to do a couple things with him, and that's when I shut it off because I'm like, he used to be a wrestling fan. I'm still a wrestling fan. I've been watching Booker T since he was in a tag team back in the 90s. I mean, he was in Harlem Heat. I was a huge fan of him. I would go in that ring and let him do his finisher to me.
Now I know what people feel like when I talk about car parts.
But I'd be so excited to be able to walk in there and see him come down to the entrance. That would be the shit.
That sounds like it'd be pretty cool.
And if he wanted,
I have no idea who that is though.
he's in the Hall of Fame. He was at one time he was King of the Ring. He was King Booker.
So I have a question.
But he could body slam. He could do the book.
I have a question.
He
And
does
it might
spin
upset
around.
you. How can you have a Hall of Fame on staged wrestling?
Well, because it's like, how do you have a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I mean,
It's entertainment. You're an entertainer. There's a
I guess that makes sense.
Radio Hall of Fame.
Well, I was thinking like MMA Hall of Fame of like this person's the best kind of stuff, and like
Well, like Hulk Hogan was huge.
yeah,
He still is. So he's in the Hall of Fame. Ric Flair, huge. It's just, that's
That makes
to
sense.
being successful. But he has a move. It's called the bookend. He could just get video of it. I'd put that all over Facebook, all over Instagram. I keep posting that shit.
And can you describe what this move called the bookend is?
Well, he grabs you across your chest with his arm, and then he slams you down onto the ground.
What part of that is a bookend?
Well, this is like a bookend, and also his name is Booker T, Book, and Booker.
I get the word connection, but I'm not getting
The Rock does a similar move, but his is called the Rock Bottom.
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but
I don't know what else I would call it. I just think it's odd that like
well, it's just he gets
like
his
you
name in
would
it.
think there'd be two people that come like on either side of the one guy that they're going to bookend because there's bookends on both sides of the bookshelf.
See, but if I was going to go see like another wrestler I'm a big fan of, his name is Paul White. He went as the Giant. He also went as the Big Show. He could choke slam me through a table. I'd be okay with that.
I don't know who that is either.
Yeah, well, he's enormous. He's gigantic, and he's also really funny. I mean, I think they missed a mark on him when it came to his personality because they always bounced him back and forth. He was a good guy and a bad guy, but they didn't use his sense of humor as much because the guy could actually be really funny.
That's dependent on who you are. Sense of humor is really weird. Like, I think I have a great sense of humor, but I can't just like on command like tell jokes.
No,
Like, I know a lot of jokes. A lot of them are deep, buried
yeah,
in my head. A lot of my humor is very situational.
yeah, me too. That's more what I like to do. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to say until we say it.
Yeah, often.
Yeah,
Yeah, like we'll have notes on like here's a subject to talk
here's a
about.
subject, and then
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so like situational humor, because I've actually thought about that recently of like watching more podcasts and clips of like Theo Vaughn, Matt Rife, Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, like all fucking some really great fucking Burt Kreischer, Tom Segura, really great fucking comedians and their podcasts and this and that. Of like, I've kind of been interested in stand up for a while.
Yeah.
Of what would it take to do stand up for me?
yeah,
Of like, I know there's one-liners, there's people that do like a shitload of crowd work, there's people that do this, but like often, like even if you do a shitload of crowd work, you have to have like some of your own shit.
Yeah.
Of either stories or this or that, of like how would I have to structure stuff to like have jokes with fucking I don't understand that part of it.
Well, that's when you want to take a look at what the like one of the things like Jerry Seinfeld does is he doesn't like to use too many words. Like when he gets his joke out, he wants to get it out in as few words as possible and get on the next joke. He wants to keep going. He doesn't want to waste a lot of time overly explaining his jokes. That's a good way to go. Another way would be look at Dave Attell. That's all I have to. Dave Attell is one of my favorite comedians. He's so fucking funny, and the way he delivers.
I know who it is, but I can't see a face. I can't think of any jokes. I can't.
Yeah, well,
but I know who it is.
One of his biggest things on HBO. I love the stand up. He'd be telling a joke, and then he'd go back to it from time to time. He'd be saying something else. He'd be like, Jaeger, because it went back to the previous joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because like depending on the joke, and I know you've seen me do this. Depending on the joke or like whatever it is, over explaining it massively adds to it. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Very few sometimes, but sometimes. Of like if there's people that are like hanging out and are like it's a wild pun and like you can tell it went over 90% of people's fucking heads.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah.
And then it's just fucking wild.
Yeah.
So like
I've been there.
I'd be kind of interested in seeing like trying to figure out what to do in order to like build a 5-minute or a 10-minute.
See, I actually did. I wrote a routine once, and I was actually going to try to do it as a an open mic night, but I never got around to it. I never did. And I don't still have the material anymore.
No, you don't have it anymore?
No, that was years ago. I lost it.
We should do something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you when we went to that thing at Blind Onion. I was saying.
Yeah, I didn't think. I don't know what I expected when we went to that, but I didn't know it was just going to be like a kind of like like I said, I don't know what I expected.
Yeah.
It was fun, but it was also like.
But if we wrote a routine that had us both on stage, we could promote our podcast and make people laugh at the same time.
And that's.
But we'll say, don't get me wrong, I think he's funny, but we'll stay away from Dennis Miller jokes because we want people to understand him. And a lot of his jokes.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller, he was actually on Monday Night Football for a little while, but his jokes are always very obscure, a lot of the things he talks about. And you have to kind of know about the obscure things to know what they are. Like Sunday, or Saturday, I was wearing my philosophy shirt, and it was Rene Descartes. And it's in Latin, so nobody could read it. And somebody asked me what it was, and I told them, and I said, "Who wrote it?" And they're like, "I don't know who that is." I'm like, "I just told you who that is. Descartes. He's a philosopher, a mathematician. I mean, the guy, he dabbled in everything."
I did see the shirt. I think I recognized one of the words because I took Latin in 6th grade. But
it was
what did it say?
I think, therefore I am.
Oh yeah.
And that's been that just shows that are we real? Has been a question for a long time. It's not like
100%.
It's not like somebody coming out saying, "Hey, are we just a simulation?" That's not new. Well, maybe back in the 1500s they didn't call it a simulation, but
yeah, no, but you also have to think like all the way back to the pyramids were there when the Egyptians discovered them. Like they figured out like most of the pyramids are way older than even like the Egyptian dynasties. They moved in. They didn't build them.
All right.
So walking through the desert, you have a caravan, like fucking 10,000 people. Like, "Oh, you see that over there?" Like, "Yeah." Like, "Okay, well, like we should get to it soon." And it takes forever still. Like, "God damn, how big is this thing?" You finally get to it and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then like slowly figure out like all the pathways, doors, trapdoor, like everything about it.
Yeah.
And then just make your dynasty around it.
And the thing is, like, there used to be like the outside of it. It doesn't have it on there anymore, but it used to be like the rocks that were on the outside part were actually shiny, like it reflected.
Yeah, it was. The quartz.
Something like that. I can't remember.
But yeah, like over years, like people stole it and it just eroded and fucking everything. But like
you can still see a little bit of it on some parts of it.
Everything about them is fucking mind-boggling. Of like almost every pyramid is aimed properly to like aligned with true north, south, east, west with the corners. They all have channels that run like perfectly down each side, like it might have been used for like conducting electricity.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
I actually saw one. I think it might have actually been Andrew Schultz that was talking about it. Of like maybe the pyramid is actually a diamond, and that's how they built them, was because you can displace sand fairly easily when there's enough weight, if there's somewhere for it to go, like those channels.
Yeah.
So if you put a fucking 2-ton rock on sand, it's not going to go anywhere. But if you put a 2-ton rock on sand with holes drilled all the way through it, so that the sand can displace itself, over time, a day, a week, something, that rock's going to sink.
Yeah.
And then it's going to stop right there. And then you put another one on top, and he goes, so maybe they built it, it's like the same on the top as it is on the bottom, and you build it like that.
Could be. But what they say right now is that even with our equipment that we have now to build things, we couldn't do it.
Yeah, but it's...
And it would take a long time to even tear one of those things down using our equipment.
Yeah. And that's the other impressive thing. This will be a next week continuation, because I could talk about this for fucking so long.
I know.
It's so dope.
But the Transformers, they could tear it down pretty quick. I don't know if you remember that in the movie, but they were...
that stupid fucking sand. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was like the massive excavator that just started fucking churning.
It was supposed to be a Destructicon, and it was just...
It was a ceiling.
It was garbage.
It was a ceiling fan that was in a construction yard.
Yeah, they put balls on it to make it funny. Ha ha ha! It's got balls. Ha ha! Good joke.
Yeah. But yeah. No, there's.
But Megan Fox looked hot when she was running away from the camera. Then when she was running towards it, coming and going, she was looking great.
I don't think I've seen any of the. I think after Dark Side of the Moon, I didn't see any.
Yeah,
I just lost interest. It's like Marvel. Like ever since they started pumping them out, fucking wild.
I thought Mark Wahlberg's Transformers was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I saw a little bit of the first one yesterday. And then after Megan Fox was done trying to fix his Camaro, I'm like, all right, I already saw the best part, and I changed the channel.
Yeah, it's unless you have a dope ass sound system.
Because she's leaning over the engine and she's just beautiful. And then it's done, and I just,
May 26th, Burt Kreischer's movie comes out, The Machine. So we're definitely going to have to see that in theaters.
Yes.
What day is it, May 26th? Phone. Oh my God, this fingerprint shit is driving me wild. Working on cars and doing this and that. Like you cut your thumb up and then it doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
My phone doesn't even know who I am anymore.
So the 26th is a Friday. So either the 28th or 29th, that Sunday, Monday. We'll have to check it out.
Yes. I did want to mention though, we should do an episode where we just talk about conspiracy theories that we make up.
That we make up.
Yeah. Just make them up. Like
I don't feel like doing that much homework, Mike.
Like right now I've got one in my head where the mole people live directly underneath us. And they control the lizard people who control us.
I'm pretty sure that's already a conspiracy theory.
All right. We don't actually live on the outside of the Earth. We actually live in the center of the Earth. And the sun is actually the magma that's inside of it, and we're just inside the planet. It's like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I don't know about a full episode on it, but we can maybe jot a couple things down.
If anybody thinks that we should do some made-up conspiracy theories, go ahead and let us know. Put it in the comments.
Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe. If anybody's selling a DSLR or two, I need 2 of them.
Yeah, we need 2.
Let me know. Because I'm trying to do a lot more, better, differently.
More gooder.
Yeah. With the whole podcast and give everybody a better experience. So we don't have to have one camera that shows both of us. We can do like the cut shots.
Yeah.
Of maybe have a third one that does both. Then like I have a camera, you have a camera, and do all that.
Yeah. And people can see my shoes better.
I mean, I'm not getting a camera just for your shoes.
The people want to know. I got a skeleton on my shoes today.
Maybe sometimes. Do you want to light it up?
No, I think it does glow though.
Yeah, you have the black light in your pocket. Do you want to light them up?
Yeah.
So Mike's shoes glow in the dark, and he carries around a black light when he wears them. so that he can charge them up so people can see it. I don't know if it's going to show very well with the fucking...
It's not showing very well on here. But I just brought the black light over today. I don't normally carry it with me.
Oh, I don't believe you.
I don't. I just got it recently.
Have you carried it every time you've worn the shoes since you got it?
This is the first time I've worn the shoes, so yeah. Since I've only worn them once, and I brought the light with me this time.
See?
Yes.
Lawyered.
But I've never brought it with the other pairs.
Well, you said you just got it.
Well, I got it within the last couple of weeks. I did wear one of my other pairs of Halloween Nikes recently. The ones like the ones you have.
Yeah. Did you carry it then?
No. No, I did not.
All right. Well, how many pairs of shoes do you have? Do you know?
No. Got to be around 50.
Michael, count, and we'll get back to you on that next week. Technically tomorrow, because I'm going to Vegas again this weekend.
Yeah. I have a lot.
Mercedes owes me a windshield, and I have to fucking drive back down to get it replaced.
Well,
because they won't pay for somebody up here to do it.
You know you want to go back to Vegas anyway.
Well, yeah, I like seeing family and hanging out.
Yeah.
If I fucking hope this doesn't happen. If I get to Mercedes and they have Safe Light doing my fucking windshield,
I'd be pissed.
They're giving me a free fucking oil change and paying me for fucking diesel on the way down and back up. Period. Yeah. They're doing a full fucking service and giving me gas money.
Yeah.
Because they could have paid Safe Light up here to do it if fucking Safe Light's the one that's going to be doing it.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, because Safe Light's here.
Yeah, Safe Light repaired. Safe Light replace.
I'm just gonna, yes. I'm just going to throw this out there. While you're there, if you happen to stop at Pink Box, we could split a dozen donuts.
I might, because I think I'm going to leave early Wednesday to come back so that I still have...
We could split a dozen or get 2 dozen. I'll take a whole dozen. But I do want a peanut butter jelly donut. And a s'mores donut.
We'll talk more about that after the podcast, and I'll set a reminder, and because it's way easier if you fucking order it online and before and not walk in and be like, oh, we don't have anything now.
We don't have
Thanks, you piece of shit.
We don't have the s'mores donut again.
We don't have the PB&Js. We don't have this. We don't have this. Well, what the fuck do you have?
I went there one time, and the person I was with, she was so pissed off because I was like, I don't even want a donut now. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, all week, the only thing I thought about is getting a s'mores donut, and they didn't have it.
Yeah.
So none of these other donuts are going to be what I want because I wanted s'mores. I know there's probably another donut that probably would have been good, but when you want a s'mores donut, it's just going to be disappointing.
We get that last time that I got Pink Box?
No, they're out every fucking time. Okay.
I was going to say, because I think I ordered online. I don't remember.
Yeah. I had one when somebody brought me some.
PB&J ones were fucking good, though.
No, I know. I was scared. I didn't know if I was going to like them, and I absolutely loved it. I actually even gave one to Kirk at work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I was like, you got to try this.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus, I didn't have any cash on me, and he loaned me $20 so I could pay for the donuts that day.
That's a decent interest.
Yeah. But they don't have they don't have an ATM anymore.
No. That's actually not a terrible business. We need to stop talking. This will go on forever.
We got to go. Yeah, we're at 1:03 right now.
A minute and 3. God, that was the longest fucking minute of my life. All right. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Some Offense Intended. YouTube at Some Offense Intended. It's fucking, I hate that.
Yeah.
So dumb. Search Some Offense Intended on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's find us that way.
You can search us on Google too.
Yeah.
And hey Alexa.
Oh yeah, for whoever dislikes that video, Alexa, buy the 50-pound bag of Haribo gummy bears. Confirm purchase.
Sugar free.
Have a great day. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.